Good morning, children. Today I am going to continue lesson 3.2 Environmental Pollution. In the previous video, I taught you about what is environment and what is pollution. So, environment is our surroundings or conditions in which we are living. We means human beings, animals, and plants. Pollution means the presence of a harmful substance or poisonous substance in our environment is called pollution. I also taught you pollutions in middle age and nowadays. In middle age, the reasons was illiteracy and unawareness. But the reasons of pollution in nowadays are men's greed, selfishness, and carelessness, along with increasing of industrial and household waste is one of the main cause of pollution. So that much I taught you in the previous video. Now I'm going to continue with this paragraph. In the year 1971, a curious case of land pollution came to light in the New York State of America. In the neighborhood of famous Niagara Falls, there was an old canal called Love Canal. The dry bed of this canal was used as a dump by a plastics and chemicals company during the 1940s and 1950s. Then the land was filled in and capped with clay. Houses and a school were built there. In 1971, poisonous chemicals, some of which could cause cancer, were seen leaking through the clay. Love Canal became a terribly dangerous area to live in, and people had to move away. Over $20 million had to be spent in stopping the leaks. Here, it's a case story of land pollution. It's actually true. Here, what happened? In 1971, in New York State of America, where in New York State of America, in the neighborhood of famous Niagara Falls. We all know about Niagara Falls. So Niagara Falls is, you can see the meaning, the mighty waterfall on the Niagara River in North America. Each minute, about 4,050 lakhs tons of water falls about 50 meters from a cliff into the hilly river. Again, Niagara Fall means the mighty waterfall on the Niagara River in North America. Each minute, about 4,050 lakhs tons of water falls about 50 meters from a cliff into the hilly river. So, there was the place near Niagara Fall. There was a canal, old canal, which name was Love Canal. And what happened here? Canal was there. The dry bed of this canal was used as a dump by plastic and chemicals company. So means this canal was used with chemicals and plastic waste in 1940s and 1950s. Then what happened? The land was filled in and capped with clay. Here what happened? In 1940s and to 1950 this happened because in this place people are throwing plastic waste or chemical waste. And after that it was filled and capped. Capped means covered with clay. And after that houses and a school were built over it. Then in 1971, poisonous chemicals, some of which could cause cancer, were seen leaking through this clay. Leaking through this clay means before that what happened? Before that in this place on this Love Canal, some companies, plastic companies or chemical companies, they are throwing their waste on it, and after that they cover it with clay. And houses built over there and schools built over there. And in 1971, one poisonous chemical which can cause cancer was seen leaking through this clay. And then the slough canal became a terribly dangerous area to live in because this poisonous gas is leaking from there. So people cannot breathe. Okay, so that's why they have to move away from this place. Means those are living there, their house was there, they have to move away. And over $20 million had to be spent to stop this leaks. Okay, now the words oceans have been used as dustbins. Millions of tons of rubbish is being dumped into the seas every year, harming marine lives. If too much sewage is poured into the seas, lakes, and rivers from sewers, the water can no longer dilute it. All the oxygen is used up and the fish die. The bacteria which normally break down the sewage into harmless substances also die. Only harmful bacteria which do not need air remain, and these become the cause of disease. Here they are talking about water pollution. Our words oceans have been used as a dustbin. It is used as a dustbin. Why? Because all the wastewater from house, wastewater for companies, industries, they are dumped into these seas and every year, and is harming marine life. This harming marine life means, see, marine means found in or produced by the sea. Means those are living in seas. Okay, plants or water animals, they are harming this dumped waste water. They are harming this marine life. If too much sewage is poured into the seas, lake, and river from sewer that I told you yesterday. So if sewer water, waste water, it poured into these seas, it will harm this marine life. And then water can no longer dilute it. Okay, all the oxygen is used up, and what happened? The fish will die. The bacteria which normally break down the sewage into harmless substance, those bacteria present in this sewage harmless substance also die. They will also die, and who will live? Only harmful bacteria which do not need air, they remain there, and they became the cause of disease. Okay, means harmless substance also die, and who live? Harmful bacteria live, and they, because they do not need air, they remain there, and they became the cause of disease. Now, smoke from factory chimneys and exhaust fumes from motor vehicles pollute the air and cause many deadly diseases. Chemicals in the air combine with moisture to make acids. These acids eat away stone and bricks and thus damage buildings. Here you see it's talking about air pollution. Smoke from factories, chimneys, and exhaust fumes. Fumes means, see, strong smelling smoke or gas that is dangerous to breathe. Again, fumes means strong smelling smoke or gas that is dangerous to breathe. So, chimneys, factory, they are producing harmful fumes, and from motor vehicles also pollute the air and cause many deadly disease. We all know about air pollution because of so many vehicles, chimneys, factory, they are producing fumes, waste fumes. So it produces air pollution, and chemicals in the air combine with the moisture to make acid. This chemical that is present in the air, it combine with air and make it acid. These acids eat by stones and bricks. Stones and brick, if they eat this chemical, then what happen? This damage buildings, our houses, because of this harmful acids, because this chemical and air mix with this moisture and make it acid. And when this stone and bricks eat this acid, our buildings will be damaged. Okay? See, pollution is also caused by fertilizers and insecticides used by farmers. Chemical in the fertilizers may be washed from the soil into rivers. Then in water they can make algae grow so fast that the river can get choked and kill off all life in it. Here see again, pollution is also caused by fertilizers. Fertilizers that used by farmers and insecticide. Farmers are using this fertilizer for growing their crops. Okay, so they are using this fertilizers, chemical fertilizer and insecticide. And what happened? This chemical in the fertilizer may be washed from the soil into the river. Then what happened? They can make algae. Algae means, you can see here, very simple plants with no true stems or leaves, found chiefly in water. The green matter that gather on a pond and the slippery weeds that tangle round your feet when you swim are algae. See again, very simple plants with no true stems or leaves, found chiefly in water. The green matter that gathers on a pond and the slippery weeds that tangle round your feet when you swim are algae. So here you see, this pollution because of this fertilizer. That fertilizer washed from the soil and it comes in the water and it make algae, and it grows in the water and choked this water flow. This choke this river water flow and kill all life in it. Kill all life in it means those are living in this water. This choked and kill all the life in it. The use of pesticides. The use of pesticide also can be very harmful. Pesticides are poisonous chemicals used to kill harmful pests. Plants sprayed with pesticides are eaten by animals and thus they take the poison into their bodies. People who eat the flesh of these contaminated animals can get many dangerous diseases. Here you see the use of pesticides. First you see the meaning of pesticides. Chemicals used for killing pests. Pests can be insects or animals that destroy plants, food, etc. Again, pesticide means chemical used for killing pests. Pests can be insects or animals that destroy plants or food, etc. So, pesticides, the use of pesticide also can be very harmful. Why it is harmful? Because pesticides are poisonous chemicals. These are the poisonous chemicals used to kill harmful pests in crops. Okay, farmers are using this pesticide for keeping their crops well. Okay, so from harmful pests they are using this pesticides. And then what happened? Plants sprayed with pesticide are eaten by animals. These plants are eaten by animals, and thus they take the poison into their body. Who take the poison? Animals take this poison because they have eaten this harmful plants in which this pesticide chemicals are sprayed. They are eating these plants, and then what happened? And thus they take the poison in their bodies. Animals take this poison in their body, and when the people who eat the flesh, means those are eating their flesh of these contaminated animals. Contaminated means, see, made harmful due to the addition of dangerous or disease carrying substances. Contaminated means made harmful due to the addition of dangerous or disease carrying substances. So, here, when people who eat the flesh of these contaminated animals, means those have already eaten these plants. Which plants? On which this chemical is sprayed with pesticide. So, when people who eat this flesh can get many dangerous diseases. Okay? Now, see. Riding our word of pollution is an unimaginable big task. Unimaginable big task means we cannot imagine. Anti-pollution measures are often unpopular and unprofitable. So many governments and big companies are slow to act. People like the idea of reducing pollution, but not when it affects their ways of life. For example, all of us know that plastic and aerosols are dangerous for our environment, but how many of us would stop using or making them? However, pollution has to be controlled. Otherwise, one day our earth will become so polluted that no life would be possible on it. Here, in the summary, writing our word of pollution. We are writing our word on pollution, and it is unimaginably big task. We cannot imagine what would happen. What will happen if this is growing, means pollution is growing, then what will happen? We will not imagine. Anti-pollution measures are often unpopular and unprofitable. Anti-population pollution measures are taken which are unpopular and unprofitable, so many governments and big companies are slow to act. They are slow to act, and then people like the idea of reducing pollution. They are saying we people are like the idea of reducing pollution, but we are not doing anything. We are only saying in words, and we are writing somewhere in essays, but what we are doing? We are not doing anything. We like only idea of reducing pollution, but not when it affect their ways of life. For example is given. We all know that plastic and aerosols means, see, a metal container in which a liquid such as paint or hairspray is kept under pressure and released as spray. This is called aerosol. A metal container in which a liquid such as paint or hairspray is kept under pressure and released as spray. So we are using these types of things, okay, in our daily life. Plastics and many spray bottles are dangerous for our environment. We know this, but how many of us are doing to stop this? We are not doing anything to stop this using or making them. However, pollution has to be controlled, otherwise what happen? One day we will not have any place to live. Our earth will become so polluted. Then no life would be possible on it. Why no life? Without oxygen we cannot live. Okay? So this because of this pollution, when our earth will become so polluted, then we will not able to live on this earth. Okay, now see the last term. Pollution is a global problem, and all of us living on this globe will have to fight it individually as well as unitedly. Here what it is saying, pollution is not a one person problem, it's a global problem. Means this problem is belong to everyone. So pollution is a global problem, and we all have, those are living on this globe, we have to fight individually also as well as unitedly also. Okay, here see what this recycle is saying. I just can't help but wonder why none of us does ever try to find a safer, better way to put our poisonous waste away. What it is saying, I just can't help. It is there, but we are throwing things here and there. And this is saying, I can't just help the wonder way. Wonder means wonder why people not ever try to find a safe or better way to put our poisonous things or waste away. Okay, so we have to think now. It's our duty as a human being, individually or unitedly, we have to fight to stop this pollution. Now I'm going to end this video. Thank you.